Hello. Good evening, everyone. കേക്കാമല്ലോ സംശയപ്പെടാവോ
Okay,
കേൾക്കാമെങ്കിൽ Okay, okay, okay. So, good evening, everyone. As you said, to another session of Wednesday Cafe. Uh, Yeah. So we are here with a very amazing guest. His name is Anto Patrex. He's an alumni of ours and also a very big person for us to look at. He's currently working in Elon Musk company. He was a space engineer at Java, NASA, and he is someone we can truly take inspiration from. So thank you so much, Anto Patrex, for being here. So yeah, we welcome you to the stage. Uh, on behalf of all the IEDC Execo members here. So the stage is yours, please.
oh, thank you. That was a good introduction. I'm not that great of a person, but I'm still like an alumni from SGCD. But yeah, hopefully that I can like get you guys something about AI and stuff, right? I'm very glad the Sergio sir invited me to this gathering and all that. I still remember the days when we started SJCD bootcamp. Can you guys hear me? Right?
Yep, loud and clear.
All right, awesome. Uh, if you don't mind, I can share my screen as well, so you guys get a bit better understanding about what I'm talking about. All right, perfect. Okay, so I can speak a little bit about what my journey from SUCD till now has been only like probably like 6 years, 5, 6 years, I guess. So yeah, so XAI is where I'm currently at. I work with Elon. Very interesting person, very interesting company that I work with. And the way I got there was also very interesting. So when I was in my engineering, I did electrical and electronics engineering. Yeah, I forgot who, yeah, forgot many people there, but still was a very fascinating journey. 4 years, graduated in 2019, I guess. Had my company, Lamara Technologies, which was good. We started the company, got investments in the senior year of college, exited from the company, and yeah, and like we tried to take it forward, but the company had to like shut down during the COVID times, right? Then I was like, oh, what to do next, right? I'm an entrepreneur right now, and I have this engineering background. I love building products and all that, right? And for me, I never grew up in India much. So I was like, oh, what's the next big step? That pivoted my career path to the US. I came to San Francisco, which is the Silicon Valley of like of the world, right? So that I was like, okay, this is the perfect place for me to like build my career, to build the next steps of where I want to be in life. So I did my MBA. So the reason I did my MBA was the first thing when I did my startup in my entrepreneurship journey, it was like people ask me, hey, you do not have like a business background, you're just an engineer. How are you gonna scale your company? How are you gonna get investments? How are you gonna do your finances and all that, right? So that kind of led me into taking an MBA, which was, I wouldn't say that's the best path forward. Like as of now, it's all in engineering. So if I wanted, I would have definitely taken like a course in AI or like masters in AI or something like that, right? Which is very much valid in today's world. So after that, I went to Stanford as well. Stanford, I did my MS Masters in Science there as well. So Stanford was a great journey for me. Meeting a lot of great people, researching with people, with professors like on the cutting edge technologies. And that's where I got into AI, right? So I never had a computer science background. I never knew coding as much. So I learned it. I had to learn everything from scratch after I graduated, right? So you people ask me, "Oh, are you a computer science engineer?" I'm not, but anyone can learn computer science engineering, and anyone can learn the most up to date stuff about AI and machine learning and all that, right? I started learning that at Stanford. A lot of professors helped me. I had a good team. We used to go to a lot of hackathons in Silicon Valley, from IBM to Google to Apple, like all of them. Like there's like hackathons happening like almost every day in Silicon Valley, right? So that was also a really good gateway for me to get into the field. I got in, started like just for fun. It was all day fun based. We used to like sit around, hack all night, all day, build products, build different kinds of stuff, right? I got into NASA. So NASA is where I started my career from. So it's like I was involved in a lot of like projects. One of the main key elements was the Jupiter mission, Jupiter's moon mission, which is called Dragonfly, which is yet to be delivered. So Dragonfly will be flying to the moon of Jupiter in 2027. So there I was involved in one particular project where we had to like design the propellers for the Dragonfly rotor. So yeah, so while deciding that, we had like a huge data center of like supercomputers working almost every day, right? So in order to figure out one particular algorithm, we had to run the supercomputers for almost 3 weeks straight, 24/7, right? And it came up with a solution after 3 weeks. We were like doubting it for a while, like will it come out with the right algorithms and all that? But it's kind of like natural, normal in NASA to like run algorithms or run formulas in supercomputers for weeks, right? So that was like, okay, there is something in supercomputers, there is something in AI that can pivot the growth of intelligence beyond what we have seen so far, and AI is going to take that forward, right? So that's where I met these people who worked at XAI, and Elon Musk started XAI probably 10, 11 months back by the end of 2023. And it was like just him for first 2, 3 months, and he hired the first people in the company like probably 4 or 5 months down the lane, and I was one of the first hires. They were like, "Oh, are you interested in joining the company?" Let's see, question. Yeah, so yeah, I've seen Elon. Yeah, so Elon works with us almost every day. So yeah, so the first I was one of the first staffs there, like probably the 30th or 40th person there. And right now we are a team of 250, 300 people. We hired a lot of people in the meantime while we are building Colossus. Colossus is our largest data center ever. So, and that is the largest data center in the whole world. So it's like the brain of AI. And the fun part about that is that all of Colossus is open source. So anyone across the world sitting in Kerala or sitting anywhere in India or anywhere across the world you guys can access it and build your products on top of it, right? Grok 2.0 will be open source. Grok 1.1.5 is already all open source. Grok is a chatbot for X. So X was Twitter and right now it is X. And XAI is the AI powerhouse for all of his companies, so including SpaceX, including Tesla, Neuralink, and all of its 7 other companies, right? And we are trying to like make AI open source and more ethical as possible at this point, and that's our goal. So when Elon started, he started with OpenAI. So he invested $50 million into OpenAI, into Sam Altman. So he was like was very much into OpenAI and in its development and all that, including like releasing the GPTs and all that. So far down the lane, what happened was that okay, OpenAI went in a different direction, and Elon was like, "Oh, we need to like have like a change here, guys, right? So we need to build our own company, be making it open source." So even though OpenAI is closed source, it's not available for the public. Like XAI's the whole goal was to make it open source so that anyone can contribute into the algorithm, anyone can contribute into what we are building right now, right? And that's the whole point how we started XAI. And in 122 days, we built the largest, most powerful AI training clusters in the world. So 122 days. So people ask me, what is it like working with Elon, right? So working with Elon, he's like a true entrepreneur who pushes the limits of his team, right? So the same thing took like 4 or 5 years for other companies to build, or like even with half the size, right? Elon gave us a timeline for almost like 1.5 to 2 months, which is like 60 days, right? So because he gave us a timeline of 60 days, we could like implement the superclusters closest in 122 days, right? Which is the fastest anyone has ever done, like in the whole world. The second most powerful AI training clusters in the world is Jupiter, which is in Germany. But yeah, that's not even close to what we are building. Also, we had like a strong partnership with NVIDIA. NVIDIA is like the mother of all AI right now, right? So NVIDIA has supported us hugely, given us almost 100,000 GPUs. So GPUs are the core, the AI chips are the core of any training clusters out there at this point, right? So that was a huge boost for what we are building as well. We, yeah. So let me talk a little bit about large language models, right? So large language models. So one of the, I'm sure that people like people in the audience, I don't know, like what background you guys are in, like what department you guys are in and stuff. But large language model, like probably CS. But if you're a CS, you might already know what large language models are, right? So that's like kind of the forefront of technology right now in AI. So we're building, optimizing large language model, LLMs, right? So our main concern or our main issue right now is to prevent AI from hallucinating, right? So how do we do that, right? So we are optimizing like different data sets that we have, like RLHF. RLHF is like human reinforced learning where we do hire like a lot of human tutors, just like kind of like tutoring your kid, right? If your kid is like 4 years old or 6 years old, you kind of like teach them how to form sentences or how to like solve problems and stuff, right? So RLHF is one of the methods we fine tune language models as of now. And we have a huge database of like people who do that, support us with that as well. And also making it open source, we were able to cut down hallucinations by a huge level and also like bring up the ethical concern. So one of the main kind of like strategies we have is to make AI less biased, right? So how does AI become biased? AI becomes biased when the human reinforced learning is pivoted to just one side, or it pivoted to just one objective or one agenda or propagandas and stuff, right? So we try to balance it out, right? So that people, so that our AI, the AI that we're building, is unbiased and can support every right cause, right? So that's how we are like eliminating hallucinations. And there's also a lot of like research done in that. We have hired a lot of research, R&D people, engineers working 24/7, working on reducing the hallucinations and stuff, right? I won't get into the technical side right now. But yeah, so real data versus generated data. So AI requires a lot of real data. That's why we need to expand what we call as like data centers, right? So we need more data centers, get as much data as possible. Right now we are connected to the internet. So any public free data out there is our data. And we take that in to train all of our models to give the best output there is, right? So if you know that AI was really bad at math, right? So AI right now has a mind of a 6-year-old or 8-year-old person, right? Or a kid. So yeah. Yeah. So so our goal was to like train AI in math as well. So math was one of the key factors for us to train, and it was very difficult. Everyone thought that AI is going to be excellent at math and like suck at arts. So like in designing and building images and videos and all that. But we were like, but it happened the opposite, right? AI was really bad at math. So we had to like fine tune the models into like feeding in a lot of mathematical equations, a lot of formulas, a lot of like calculations and all that, right? So we did that using RLHF. RLHF is one of the best ways out there to fine tune models, right? Well, Anthropic is Cloud AI. Cloud AI is also another pioneering company in this field. So they reduce RLHF in a significant amount by fine tuning its own models without the use of RLHF. So this is something. So what is the future of AI looking like, right? So the future of AI will definitely be a swarm of AI agents. So Salesforce just announced in their sales a Dreamforce event, which is one of the biggest event happening in Silicon Valley with more than 20,000 people attending every year. So they announced that the next wave of AI will be swarm of AI agents, which is like taking away a lot of jobs. People think that it's taking away a lot of jobs because Google, Apple, all these companies cut down their workforce by a huge amount, right? So a lot of people are losing their jobs to AI, but it is kind of inevitable at this point because eventually there will be more jobs created as well, right? So AI agents will replicate, like replace, or like help you, assist you in your work, kind of automate all of your regular day-to-day tasks, like kind of like logging into your work, filling out your Excel sheet, or making documents, or like making lesson plans for teachers, for professors, or kind of like doing even building apps, right? We have like Cursor. Cursor is one of the biggest AI platforms out there for like helping you code, build apps and stuff. So just your idea, Cursor can generate the entire code base for you to build the app from scratch, just from text, right? So that's all the future of AI. And what I'm building right now, so I have a company as well. So in the company called Muse, we are building the next level of diffusion models, which is like visual AI, which is from text, you will be able to dream whatever you want, right? So it will convert text into visual model simulations that will help you kind of create games from scratch, or like simulations from scratch and all that. So this is one of the research paper you see on the screen. That is what we are basing it on. So it's kind of reducing the noise levels and increasing the accurate, like the pixel levels, or like making it more clear, accurate, and all that for predicting the next scene of the simulations and stuff. So probably later I can get deeper into it and stuff. So what's the biggest challenge for AI right now, right? So I told about LLMs. I told about multi-model AI, which is vision models and stuff. So one of the biggest concern, or one of the biggest roadblocks for AI right now, is power. And Silicon Valley is running behind nuclear power plant right now, and that's one of the biggest problems we have as well. So I think GPT-3 was consuming almost 2% of the global power source, right? So it requires a huge ton of power to operate all these data centers, especially AI requires a lot of power. And by 2050, 2026, it will at least consume, let me wait, yeah, will at least consume like 8 terawatt hour of power, which is a huge amount of power. So in order to do that, I don't think our present, like the current fossil fuels will ever be able to do that. In order to advance AI, we need nuclear power plants. And nuclear power plant is the most sustainable power source out there. I remember my third year of college when I was in St. Joseph's. I interned for the nuclear power plant at Kuramkulam in Tamil Nadu. So that was a great experience for me. I got introduced to like how sustainable nuclear power plants are. We only know about the downsides of nuclear power plants, including Chernobyl, all across the world, people like creating nuclear weapons and all that. But as of now, so nuclear power plant is nature's own power source, which is like the sun itself, right? We are replicating what the sun is doing. And if done in a right way, as of now, it's completely sustainable, very safe. There's no radiations outside the plant at all with the modern technologies, right? So Google kind of like signed up a contract with the US government for almost 6 nuclear power plants to be deployed in the next coming months, or in the next 1 or 2 years, right? So starting from the next couple of months. So that will be used to power AI and its growth. If we do not have enough power, AI's growth will be stagnant. And we do need a lot of power to power the next wave of AI. And that's the biggest concern for all Silicon Valley companies right now, right? So where will AI be in the next 5 years? So AGI, artificial general intelligence, is the next step for AI, right? So what is it? AGI is where an AI can actually think like a normal human being, like an average human being, right? So AGI will be achieved in the next 1 to 2 years for sure, or even in the next year. So Chat OpenAI has definitely come up with models that can kind of like, which is close to AGI, and we are also building AGI as we speak, right? Vision models, multimodal AI, diffusion models, even LLMs will take the path and lead us to AGI as we speak about it, right? And one of the biggest advantages of AGI is that it will help you create what you desire, right? So if you think about an app that you want to build, it will make it much, much easier for you, right? In order from like creating like drugs, like the COVID vaccine could have been developed using AI and quantum. the COVID vaccine could have been developed in a week time. We wouldn't have to wait for like 2 years for it to get built. And a lot of companies are doing it right now for drug discovery, for like building the next generation of medicines, and like a lot of like other stuff as well, right? Also, AGI can be ethical as well. So it can get into the minds of people and kind of perceive what is right and wrong, right? So that's also the next step. So Neuralink, Elon's another company. So Neuralink, we do brain implants in the brains. So right now, what we're doing is to help paralyzed people walk, or like able to you will be able to control your computer or your devices just by thinking, right? Which is very possible, and we have like done clinical trials, research, and like it's actually productized. It's actually out there right now, right? But we are trying to like combine AI into the Neuralink as well, so that whatever you think or like whatever like you need an information, AI will speak to you in your brain, right? So that's the next interface of AI as well. Kind of like a cyborg, kind of like a human AI interlink. And that is a lot of companies right now are pioneering in that field, including Elon's companies, right? And we are also working in that field right now. And that's going to be out there in the next 10, 15 years. So, in order to pivot that growth, in order to accelerate that growth into something like super, super intelligent, we need to combine quantum. So, what is quantum? So, quantum is all of our computers right now, we operate with binaries like zeros and ones. Every coding that you do in Visual Studio or any coding platform that you use, it's all like C++, Python, everything, JavaScript and all that. They use like zeros and ones to like kind of like do the function in the backend, right? Quantum will replace that. It will never be zeros and ones, rather multiple qubits. Qubits are not just zeros and ones, but multiple things happening at the same time, right? That's why I also started a quantum society in the Bay Area. So we are pioneering the growth for that. So for me, quantum has people have tried to build quantum for years, for decades, right? So IBM has been doing research. Google has been doing research on quantum intelligence for the last like 30 years, I would say. But we need to bring a decentralized, open source way of creating quantum.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry to interrupt, but this meeting is going to end soon. So we'll be sending another link in the chat and let's all migrate to that. All right. By the
Yeah,
time it
sure.
ends.
This is my last slide though. So do you
Oh,
wanna,
all right. Yeah, but then
if
it's,
you want
sorry.
Q&A, yeah, if you want
Uh,
Q&A, I can definitely do
All
that
right.
right
All
now.
right. We have
Yeah.
4 minutes and 50 seconds in this. So
Okay.
probably if you'll be done with that, it's fine. And then we could do the Q&A in another meet. All right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
sounds good.
All right. Go on, go
Yeah.
on.
Awesome. Yeah, so quantum intelligence will be the next big step for AI as well. So which can happen in the next 20 years with the advancements in silicon chips, with the advancements in AI combined with quantum can be the next big source for intelligence. And that's where when I said cyborgs can be a reality, even like making drugs, like even vaccine creating vaccines can be done in a day or two, right? Which takes us like months right now for us to develop. So those are the kind of like the pioneering fields in like AI right now. And yeah, so that's it with my slides, I would say. So yeah. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot it. I see there is an Elon Musk in the chat, but nice. I feel like my boss is like directly texting me or something, but it's good. Yeah.
Hi, I have a
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so since seeing that you've gone through the engineering life, comparing your studies in the US and comparing the studies in India, what would you recommend engineering students to focus on in their studies in India right now?
Oh yeah.
Maybe something
So
that you can improve.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Be very, very much hands-on because your academics is something that will just give you the degrees, the certificate at the end, right? what may not necessarily give you a job, right? So if you want a good job, be hands-on, work on your own projects, start building from scratch from the very first year you join college, right? So I think that's the biggest advice that I can give anyone, and should be
No,
right.
no, go on, go on. Just one
Okay.
of the sense.
All right. So yeah, I think that's the biggest advice, and that's something that I did in college as well. So a lot of people mocked me because me and a couple of my friends were the only ones building stuff, like bringing all this, like going to competitions. Sergio sir knows about it a lot. So he was the one who helped us, encouraged us. He was the only professor in the whole college who encouraged us to do everything that we did at that time. And I'm so much thankful for him for helping us, supporting us, and that is what made me stand here right now, right? So build your own products, build your own apps, start doing stuff. Also, kind of like be aware on what is happening in the market right now, right? So if you're building a product, it should not be something that people have already tried 30 years back and already implemented that, right? So be well aware on what is happening in the market currently, what is the latest advancements in AI, what's the latest advancements in any kind of field that you are actually interested in, and also enjoy what you're doing. Like don't feel like pressure. It's not like someone is forcing you to like build products or someone is forcing you to do engineering, right? Create the love on what you're doing, so you will never feel like it's a burden or like a workload on you, right? So love what you're doing, start building without any expectations. It might fail, it might be successful, right? Do not have any expectations, just build stuff and go on in that way. So yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, Anto. Just a simple question. I know you might be pretty busy with your work right now, but I just wanted to ask if you spend time in anything extra, like in related to AI in your spare time, just like any
Oh
hobby
yeah.
projects or something.
Yeah, right now, yeah, I have like so I think after college, like after Stanford, I kind of like build different kinds of projects. A lot of things fail, right? Right. So failures is something that you never see, right? So I've like built like tons of products and everything has failed. It's like so right now, like Muse is going really good. People are looking into it. We gained like almost 300,000 users in a couple of months, and we got funded by Harvard and MIT, right? So that's my company that I'm building right now. So that was only kind of a couple of months back. But
എവിടെയല്ലേ മീറ്റിംഗ്? Oh, hi, Milan. Yeah, I saw your YouTube live.
All right, I'm glad that I found you guys. I think I lost you guys for a minute, but yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir, just for sending the link as well. Perfect. This is a pretty good crowd. I can like postpone my uh work a little bit as well. It's fine. But if you guys have any questions, please feel free to like shoot it. Happy to answer any kind of questions. Oh yeah, absolutely. So, uh, oh, once an entrepreneur will always be an entrepreneur. So definitely will be working on Mused. So that will be my next big step. So definitely focus on my company, start kind of like build it forward instead of like working for someone else's dream. So right now I'm working for Elon's dream, right? So that's not my dream. So I'll be working on my dream after like quitting from XAI. So I'll be doing that soon as well. So it was an interesting journey for me at XAI. Worked there for a couple of months now and was involved in Colossus. Colossus is one of the biggest projects they did. So it was a good kind of experience working with Elon, having him as the boss and like kind of like training, the training that I got. I don't think that I will get it from anywhere else. Even at Google or Apple, I would never have got that kind of training. So yeah. Mhm. Yeah, so that's a good question. I don't think it's necessary for you to come to the US or the UK because I've seen 90% of the people, 99% of the people who come here struggle a lot. They struggle a lot for visa. They struggle a lot to find jobs. There are even my classmates still trying to figure out jobs, and I don't think that I'm any better than any one of them. It's just that I got a little bit lucky with my passion, with the way that I'm building stuff and my startup thing and everything, right? So I wouldn't recommend because right now it's very difficult to get visa. Your whole mental state will be devastated with that. So I think it will be, and I think India is also growing, and India has a lot of opportunities, a lot of like even funding available in India to build a lot of products, right? So I would definitely say if Kerala is not the best place for you, try out Bangalore or Chennai or Mumbai or something. Like the whole world is your playground, right? You don't have to stick to one place, right? So once you get enough money, you can definitely go back to your country and like make things better for the people around you, right? So I think India is your playground. Try to utilize it as much as possible when you can. And as being students, you can do a lot more things than when you're like out of college. So utilize that opportunity in the country.
Sorry to interrupt again. So you said you worked at Neuralink, right?
Neuralink? No,
Yeah.
I do not work at Neuralink. We at
Uh,
XAI we develop tools for Neuralink.
okay. So I'm really interested in brain-computer interfacing, and how far do you think the company is in terms of brain-computer interfacing? Because I heard they started FDA. I mean, they got the FDA approval for human trials in Jan, and they've been working on it for a while now. So I really wanted to know how far they've come.
Yeah, so there are already subjects which have come out, like actual human beings who have the implant right now. Yeah, and we have the FDA approval is mostly for like physically challenged people as of now. So they are kind of like able to control computers or like do make their day-to-day task easier. Like who have lost their kind of like speech and all that, they can like speak through the computer or like control the mouse and write emails or use Facebook or Instagram and all that. So it's possible right now. And the next step will definitely be, so we are also doing vision models. So like for visually impaired people, so the blind can see using implants, right? So they are working on that. That's the next phase. And probably the next phase will be like kind of like coming out of physically challenged people in order, and anyone can use it.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we've all seen movies where AI goes rogue or maybe shows some unexpected behavior. Have you had an can you give me an example of if there was any case where AI showed unexpected behaviors or something?
Yeah, so
Like that?
hallucinations. Yeah, so that's one of the biggest struggle that any company out there is facing, including Anthropic, including OpenAI, XAI, and all of them. So we are all facing hallucination problems, and the only way to like rectify or fine-tune models is using RLHF, like human reinforced learning. Or there are also like a couple of algorithms that people have come up in the latest research papers. So research papers are coming out every day, like in the field of AI, on how to reduce hallucinations and all that. So we are working on that. Yeah. Also, I will tell you, if you guys are like free in your undergrad, like after college hours and all that, invest your time into like writing some research papers and all that. It will definitely help you build your career more than your degree. Yeah. Like Google Scholar or xArchive or IEEE, all those kind of stuff.
I think that's it for the questions that we had here. So I would like to say a huge thanks to you, Anto Patrex. It was really amazing. Everything you gave us really good insight, which definitely help us. And also, we expect to have you here physically, in person in the college again. If you're coming back to Kerala anytime soon, do let us know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Thank you so
Also,
much.
yeah, sure. Also, thanks a lot to IEDC Exicom for conducting this event. Also, just to let everyone know, there's this program called Force Day coming up, which is an open source community event. There'll be workshops, there'll be speakers from different communities. Do make sure that you join on 9th of November. All right. Again, thanks to everybody. Thanks to Sergio sir. Thanks to IEDC. Again, thanks to you. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for making time. Good night.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Nice.